Hello, fellow business owner. Are you looking to create your own website, or you already have one and it's not really getting you a growth in your business? Well, in this video, we're going to look at 5 things you need to consider when you're building the homepage of your website and how you should structure it to be a good representation of your business online. We're going to go through a few websites, see what works, what doesn't work, and by the end of this video, you should have a clear picture of how you want your online presence on your website to look like so that you can get the right type of clients for your business. Now, let's get on with it. Number 1, the hero section. It is the hero, the front of the face of your website, and what a person sees first when they land here. And this is your chance to get in a good first impression. A person that's visiting your site needs to know what you do, who you serve, what's special about you, and how to get in touch with you. Very important. And as you can see with the website I have up in front of me, it just says, "Your triumph at every step is our everyday win." That's pretty vague. And it says, "Click here." Why would I click there? I don't know what's going on at all. I mean, yes, if you look around and you look at the name of the website, it says Care Plus. Okay, they maybe provide care, our passion to... It's very vague, and that's not what you want. So let's move to the next one. Registered NDIS provider, Melbourne and regional Victoria. Great, you're a registered NDIS provider. We know what you do. We know who you serve in Melbourne and regional Victoria, which is already pretty good. A person in a wheelchair, that's an AI generated image, is a really common thing in a lot of stock websites in the NDIS space. If you are targeting participants that have gone through several other of these websites, they might pick up on that, which I personally don't find very appealing because it seems like there's not a lot of thought put into that photo. Other than that, if you just look at the text, it's pretty clear. In the NDIS provider space, however, I think this is a little vague. There's all these services that they do provide, and I know it's hard to bring all of that up here, but as a business, there's definitely a flagship service or the core service that they want to lead by, and this website would be better if they changed that registered NDIS provider to something more specific. Let's look at the next website to see what I mean. Disability services and home care. They're talking more about home care, assistance in Melbourne. Now, hear me out. This website design isn't that great. It's very simplistic, straight to the point. They're putting text in front of a photo without enough contrast, so it's hard to see. Aesthetically, not very pleasing. But structurally, what content they have, they're hitting the nail on the head with saying exactly what they do, who they serve, and how to get in touch. And that's their number and email and address. Not bad. Cool, let's go back. Next one. Personalized home care services. It tells you what makes them special, gives you a really nice action, call to action. And yeah, they also mention what you'll get is a free caring consult, which is a really good way to get someone to actually click and get to know more about you from there. So I would say this is a good hero section, as you can see. This, another one, this is actually not just a homepage, but a landing page from an ad. And you can see how it's a lot more specifically catered in that way. The wording here is very important. Here you can see find care providers you can really trust. The keyword trust here and care providers are very important. And then just getting you to click on their call to action, which makes it really easy. And then what makes them special, they're mentioning their Trustpilot reviews, which really helps. Great, let's move on to the next section. The About section. You love the way we care for you as CCP devote. Look, I'm already losing attention reading this. I don't know about you. Next, here, if you go into their next section, the About Us, it talks a lot more about Reliable NDIS Melbourne, talks about the location with Matrix Healthcare. Sure. Are you an NDIS participant? It's exactly reaching out to their target audience or care-seeking trustworthy local NDIS provider. And then after here, I think they kind of lose the audience. We are a team of experienced workers providing, and then it goes into stock text as well. Look, you don't need to have text here for the sake of having text. This is something I urge people that are making their own websites. If you think you need to put something to fill space, don't. Especially in your homepage. You can maybe have that in your blog page or any other page where you don't expect people to go to unless they really want to dive deep into your business. So really just keep what is concise and to the point. And if you don't end up reading what you've written, no one else will. So keep that in mind. Just straight to the point, okay? This one. Second section talks about we pride ourselves as a quality NDIS supporter. The spacing kind of helps me scan it a lot faster, which is good. Home care services for seniors. Look, they have highlighted these that they're NDIS support coordinator. They provide home care services for seniors. Goal-oriented yet holistic approach. The aesthetics is getting in the way here. So this website is a good example of the person having their content in mind but not really delivering high with the aesthetics, because at the end of the day we do judge a book by its cover as much as people say you don't. If you look at the aesthetics of a website, it does affect the time you want to spend there to look around. Just like, you know, having a clean room, you want to spend more time in a clean room than a messy one. They talk about their unique selling points. It's really nicely put out there, aesthetically pleasing, easy to read. I'm probably not going to read all of this. Let's move on to number 3, the services section. Activities, assistance with travel, early childhood, communities. Yeah, oh, it goes on and on. So that's a lot. This is quite a lot for someone to just take in when it's more than 6. I would say, yes, you might have 12 services or 20 products on your business, but for the user experience of viewing your website and getting a digital handshake from your business, I would say keep it to 6, not more than 6 services that you want to outline on the homepage. You can elaborate on them and expand on the services section on your website and add more here. But for now, with the services section, 6 is pretty good, and 6 of the most high value, high returns, the ones that you really like, those services, just put them in here. Let's see what the others have done. More about the about section in this one, and why choose us, expanding on the about section. Here, are they going into their services section here? Yep. This is really hard to read. Assist you in making. Look, with that short attention span that a normal viewer would have, this is hard to really go through. Because like, tender to your physical well-being through custom exercise. Is that right? Tender?
Huh?
For services, I think it's good to just have infographics sometimes. Just big icons. There you go. Assist. Look, I like these guys. I know their design doesn't really come up to it, but they're following the formula and they're doing their best. So if you're ever in Upper Ferntree Gully area, is that where they are? Yeah, I highly recommend My Holistic Care. Shout out. I didn't make their website. Just I think what they're doing is great. Anyways, allied health services, support coordination, assistance with personal care. Yep, that's pretty straightforward, straight to the point. You don't really need much more than that. If whoever's this is relevant to will look at this and know what they're about, and that's that. Simplicity is key. You really don't need to add so much and really fluff up and fill up your website. If you just have the core essence of it and work with that short attention span, that's it. That's all you need. Then testimonial, social proof. Basically, you've mentioned what you do, who you serve, what your services or products are, and next you want to build more social proof. So these people don't have social proof. In this section here, they have social proof, but there's again client stories on top of that, which is really nice. Some sort of accredited form of reviews would be really helpful. There is a plugin for WordPress where you can add your Google reviews from your Google business profile, which would be great. And this website now has reviews over here. Their care allows to run the test of time, which is all nice. And the photos are relevant to the testimonial, which really builds a lot. Pictures speak louder than words. So if you have more photos to put that are relevant to your business, not just put there to take up space or AI generated or stock photos, if you have real photos from work that you've done of yourself, of the business premises, of the service being provided, or the product itself, please put more of that on your website. It really helps build credibility alongside the testimonials. And next, an FAQ section. Now, we're assuming that if someone's gone this far onto your website, they are curious about working with you. They haven't made the decision yet because they haven't clicked on that button that will take them to the next phase of the customer funnel. You as a business owner would know what are the most common questions that you are getting from potential clients before they log in. So here, for example, Matrix Healthcare has a frequently asked questions section, and it talks about some common questions, and you can just see the answers here. Straight to the point, helps potential clients make a decision. It's just the steps to working with you. So if someone were to reach out, how would it look like from the initial touch point here to them becoming your clients? So here you can see they're talking about the steps. This is an important section that you can add to your website. It does add value. They have that here as well. 4 simple steps. To summarize all that, be clear and concise about your messaging. Make sure that the viewer knows within the first 3 seconds about who you are, what you do, who you serve, and anything that makes you unique. And then simply make it as easy as possible for a potential customer to make a decision to get in touch with you to buy your product or use your services. And do not put anything on your websites, especially the homepage, that is just fluff to take up space, just for the purpose of it being aesthetically pleasing. And make sure to keep it short rather than long and wordy, because you're working with very short attention spans. Words are very important. You need to have keywords that are attached to your business, such as trust, reliability, honesty, or professionalism. Keywords that form the core ethos of your business should be peppered around the homepage to display your core values. That's very important. And yeah, that should be mostly it. If you'd like any help with your website development, feel free to reach out to us, Nova Marketing Agency, that's us. And if you'd like us to make your website for you and take all the stress out of your hands, we can do that as well. Just reach out to the website that we have linked below. You can critically look at the website of ours as well, where we have followed this formula to the T. And yeah, looking forward to hearing from you guys, and see you in the next video.